Hi guys, here's the second exercise in this series, and I want to remind you that one of the unique features of these exercises is that I won't tell you beforehand what the objective is. You must on your own identify the likely objectives in the position, and the reason I do it this way is that it will help you improve your thinking skills. In this position, it's Black's turn to move. You can either pause the video here to think about it, or you can click on the link in the description below to see a high resolution diagram of the exercise. If you're ready, let's move on to the solution. And as I've said before, the first step in your thinking process should always be to think about your opponent's threats. Now here, white doesn't actually have any serious threats. But that said, there are two possibilities that you should have at least considered. The first one is that you should be aware of bishop to f4, which takes advantage of the vulnerable position of your queen. But this is not a serious threat because you can simply reply by playing e5, attacking the bishop, and the bishop will simply have to retreat. The other thing that you should be aware of is that if white moves the knight, then there will be a discovered attack by white's queen on your b7 pawn. But again, this isn't a serious threat because there isn't anything useful that white can actually do with the knight at the moment. So once you understand your opponent's threats, you are free to start thinking about your next move. And the first thing you always do is to calculate all the tactics in the position and see if any of them are in your favor. In this position, black doesn't have any tactical ideas. When you've checked for tactics and you didn't find any, then it's time to move on to the next phase of your thinking process, which is to look for a way to improve your position. The 5-step evaluation method that I discuss in the analytical thinking system will guide you in the right direction. I'll leave a link to it in the description below the video. And if you've evaluated this position correctly, you would have noticed that black should do something about his development, particularly with regards to the bishop on d7, which is not only blocked in by its own pawns, but it's also blocking the d-file, which could later become useful to your rooks. So now you've established an objective. You want to improve the role of the bishop. The next logical step is to identify the candidate moves that would serve in helping you achieve it. And clearly you have two options, e5 or c5. You must compare these two moves to help you decide which one is better. e5 looks good because it helps you take control of the d4 square, and it also opens up the diagonal for the bishop. Not bad. But the move c5 seems better, for two reasons. Firstly, this move comes with a tempo. Black is threatening to capture the knight, and so white will be forced to make a passive move, which means black is the only side that is making some progress here. It's always a good idea if you can make some progress whilst your opponent can't. The second reason why c5 is better than e5 is because it clears the c6 square for your bishop. This would be an ideal square for the bishop because it will be very strong on this long diagonal. So after white plays knight to c2, black can play bishop to c6. The bishop gets good control over the light squares on this long diagonal, and at the same time it helps to defend the pawn on b7. To conclude this video, I want to be sure you understand that these exercises will help you improve your game a lot. Not only because you learn new things, but mainly because they are aimed at helping you improve your thinking methods. And that's why you should do as many as possible of them. I hope you enjoyed this exercise. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.